Here's the problem that the liberals face. The text of the Constitution isn't confusing at all. If it were confusing, the liberals would have no problem trying to interpret it any way they wish, like they've been trying to do for decades now. Let's look at First Amendment as an example. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Just how is that confusing? Let's break it down and see just how confusing it is, shall we? Congress shall make no law. Well, that's pretty straightforward. Respecting. That's rather straightforward too, isn't it? In case you were confused, it means in reference to, just as I learned in grade school. An establishment of. Another straightforward phrase which means, for those of you who are confused, the creation of, as any dictionary would have explained to you. Religion. Hey, don't lie to us. You have absolutely no confusion as to what that term means. After all, you denigrate people for their Christian beliefs every day. Or prohibiting. You can't get much more straightforward than that. What part of prohibiting don't you understand? The fact that it means that it's not allowed. The free expression thereof. What part of that is confusing to you? The use of thereof. Hey, consult a dictionary, or abridging the freedom. Okay, I can see how that may be confusing to you. After all, that is an archaic term that has no meaning in an idealism that thrives on abridging personal freedoms and identities in favor of the collective, as long as the freedom being abridged isn't yours. But that's not a case of misinterpreting a term. It's a case of being ideologically opposed to the concept of speech. You all know what that means, don't try to deny it. Or of the press. Like the journalists don't know what that means and don't write 1,000-word editorials explaining to us all just how the freedom of the press is being threatened. Or the right. Dang, there's that pesky little individuality aspect creeping into the text again. Of the people. Finally, a reference to the collective. We all understand that fully, correct? Peaceably to assemble. Okay, you understand that. You may not actually assemble peaceful when protesting, but at least you understand what it means. You must, for you do it just about every time Republicans or conservatives in general gather together any place in America, or anywhere else in the world for that matter. And to petition. You all understand that one too, don't deny it. After all, you spend a year each election cycle gathering signatures for issue advocacy petitions, correct? The government. Sure, like you don't know what that is. For a redress of. Well, other than cross-dressers, I don't have anyone who's confused about the meaning of that term. But, when in doubt, consult a dictionary. Grievances. You are the party of grievances. Don't even try to claim that you don't understand that term. Okay, liberals, there's the breakdown of just the First Amendment. Please, tell me, just what do you find confusing about any of it? It can't be the meaning of those archaic terms, so it must be the old-style punctuation that is confusing you. Be honest, liberals, the problem isn't that the text of the Constitution is too confusing. The problem is that it isn't confusing enough to the general population for you to interpret it any way you wish without public backlash. The citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of citizens in the several states. The U.S. Constitution. Unless you're a fetus. So says the U.S. Supreme Court. Who also has problems understanding the meaning of our Constitution.